Hey guys, insight number 3 here. We're in the family proclamation this week, or the proclamation, the family, a proclamation to the world. I should probably say it's the correct title. This one was an interesting one for me, but it had been playing on my mind, and I really want to speak out about this. And I remember that my opinion here is my opinion, and you may or may not agree with me, but it's something that I had prayed about a lot in preparing this, and I mean a lot. I have been rolling this around my mind for a few weeks, preparing for this and thinking about it. And I proposed to my husband last night what I had written down here, and he said, actually, that sounds pretty spot on. So I feel good about it, and I'm going ahead with it. This is talking about gender as an essential characteristic, and this is in paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 says, each is a beloved spirit, son or daughter of heavenly parents, and as such has a divine nature and destiny. Gender is an essential characteristic of individual pre-mortal, mortal, and eternal identity and purpose. Meaning that the gender we had before we came to earth, we have now, and we will have after. It is individual, and it is an essential characteristic. So, gender is an essential characteristic. Think about that. This part of the proclamation can be contentious, and it can be very hurtful for many, and I get that and I understand that. But let me give you some food for thought. Gender is an essential part to who we are. That's what it says, right? Gender is an essential part to who we are. But on Earth, through human eyes, think of the potato head, Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story. He takes off his eyes, and what does Mr. Potato say? Oh, put on your angry eyes. And he puts on his angry eyes and looks angry. And I kind of look at it like that. There's lenses we can look through. I'm talking about heaven's eyes and earth eyes. So on Earth, through human eyes, gender is cultural. Like blue for boys, pink for girls. I hate pink, by the way. That's an example. But what if through heaven's eyes, gender is simply identity? That it doesn't actually have all this cultural stuff to it, because it doesn't. That's what we've put on it. Gender could simply be identity. So whatever identity you have right now is what you had in the premortal life, and it is what you're going to have afterwards. And we might call it gender here, but through heaven's eyes, it's identity. Forget what sexual organs you have, what you identify as here on earth, because that is your identity. How you were born, what your spirit is your identity. And to heaven, that's what it is. To earth, we put gender on it, and we put roles on it, and this might go on for a little while. I remember back at Kmart, when I first started working at Kmart, like 1994, Mother's Day rolled round, and what did they put out for Mother's Day? Oh, a whole bunch of toasters and blenders and tea towels, and I'm like, how wrong is this? This is terrible, and this still happens. What do we get for Father's Day? Oh, socks, ties, hankies. Like, come on, people. Stop it. Just stop. Let's just celebrate everybody. Identity. Stop with the gender. Look at identity. The pronoun you call yourself. What do you feel happy with? Because people call themselves Mrs. or Mr. And people say, oh, Mrs. Pemberton. And I'm like, no, my name's Lorraine. I'm a daughter of heavenly parents, and my name is Lorraine. I've never been comfortable with any of the last names I've ever had. I'm kind of like, Madonna or Prince. I'm Lorraine. That's it. I even tell the primary kids when they're like, Sister Pemberton, sister. I'm like, no, call me Lorraine. Because that's who I am. That's what I feel comfortable as. And actually, that's fine. I'm going on a bit there. But anyway, so lose all the cultural ideals and follow the gospel, because the gospel actually just says identity. Right? So we're all born with identity. Everything else that is circulated about this document being anti-gay or excluding those who are LGBTQ+, has come from putting earthly eyes on heaven's definitions. And I don't mean to offend any of you out there that are feeling the hurt from this, but just think about it. If you put heaven's eyes on this document instead of earthly eyes, you would see it a whole lot different. And you can still feel hurt about what it says. You're entitled to feel that, because some of these things in here are very hurtful for people. And that's okay to feel that way, and you're going to work through that, and it will be okay. I promise you, I stand with you wherever you fall on the spectrum of identity. Okay? I'm with you on that. But we're all equal. Remember, we talked about that last week, and they decided, all men are equal. When David O. McKay, actually Spencer W. Kimball again, Spencer W. Kimball, awesome man, came down to answering about blacks holding priesthood and having temple ordinances, that all men are equal. All women are equal. We are all equal in the sight of God. It doesn't matter. It's mankind, humankind. We are all equal. We all have identity. Lose the gender biases. Lose the gender part of identity. You, as yourself, how you feel, your authenticity is identity. You had it before you came here, you have it now, and you will carry it with you. And there are some beautiful identities that I have as friends, and I'm so grateful that they're my friends. But yeah, we're all beloved children of heavenly parents, born with identity and purpose. We have identity and purpose. Every one of us has a place in a loving family, even if you have to make your own family. If your family has rejected you, or you do not feel comfortable in your family, make your own family. Gather some people around, forge through experience your family. Okay? And the quote I have from this is from Donald L. Hallstrom, who is a general authority. He said, "No matter what our circumstances are, it is essential that our preeminent identity is as a child of God." So when I say gender here, just think identity. Forget all that forget all the earth stuff. Look at it with heaven eyes. Heaven eyes. Just food for thought there. I'd love to know what you think, but that's what I feel. In my heart, that's how I feel, is what Christ is trying to say to us. And you might not agree, and that's okay too. And you can get angry at me and you can yell at me. I'm okay with that. But I love Heavenly Father's children, my brothers and sisters, and I know that is again putting a gender on it. But what other language do we have? It is so common for us. I love all of them though. I don't necessarily like all of them, but I do love them. Yeah. So think of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I really would. Oh, by the way, if you want more info on how this fits with your family and how you can be that really awesome gospel family and still have anyone in your family from the LGBTQ, I think they've added an I+, anyone on that area that they're feeling, and I'm glad they're speaking out. They should be free to be the identity that they were born to be, and I'm glad they are. There's some fantastic identities out there. Straight, gay, lesbian, transgender, whatever. There's some fantastic identities out there, and I love that I know some of them and can call them friend. But for some better advice, I'm going to direct you to at Lift and Love org. Now they have a website, or they're on Instagram. I will try and link them in. Sometimes I'm able to, sometimes I'm not. It depends on their settings whether I can link to them. But there's some fantastic advice over there if you're struggling with this, or if this is bringing up triggers for you. But you should all know I love my cousin who married her wife, and they're a beautiful couple. It was the most beautiful wedding. And I love my dad, and my dad was also gay. I'm not. I'm just plain old, whatever. But think about it as identity. Lose the gender role. Think of identity. It's more beautiful. Anyway, I've gone on long enough about this. Please comment if you want to. And I'm sorry if I've gone on too long or brought something up that's triggered you. I mean no offense to anyone, and this is my opinion. This is how I feel after praying about it, like I said, for a very long time and rolling it over in my mind. These are the answers that came to me. I pray it resonates with you. But please go liftandlove.org. Liftandlove.org is the Instagram handle at. But there is also a website. If you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. Wonderful people over there. Wonderful, wonderful ladies. And I follow them because they inspire me. So, yeah. Okay. That's my thoughts on that. Remember, You're a child of God. Doesn't matter. Anything else, you're a child of God. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. You are enough. All right. I'll see you soon for insight number 4.